much of this. How does this work? Pretty good. Oh, hello everyone. Nice to have you here. We're up here in the Ochoco National Forest. It's a beautiful forest. We love it. It's been really nice up here. Been up here for a couple weeks now. After we left the Cyrus Horse Camp that we featured in our last video. Yeah, we didn't really expect to see more horses and have more horses for you in the very next video, but that's what we got, is some horses. And yeah, it was quite the very fortunate, quite the privilege to witness those wild horses doing wild things. So yeah, it turns out there's like 50 or 60 horses, wild horses in Ochoco National Forest, and apparently they were released back in the 1920s by ranchers. Good horses were released, and for to provide a supply of future horses, and so that's apparently where they came from, and they're managed by the National Forest Service, and it's from what I learned, it's the only horses in the nation that are managed by the Forest Service. So most of the others are managed by the BLM. So I'm not sure why that is, other than the fact that they're in the Ochoco National Forest. But yeah, I think they were a little accustomed to seeing humans. They kept an eye on me. They were wary of me, but didn't seem too overly concerned. But obviously not like the wild horses in more remote areas where it's just really spooky of humans. The site we're at here, we're at 3 different locations in the forest while we're here over the past couple of weeks. The site here is up a dead-end spur off a forest access road, so it's been real quiet, no traffic. There's a stream down there that flows, about half the year into June or July. But it's dried up right now, but yeah, a lot of beautiful tall grass and beautiful trees, tall, healthy trees in the area, and nice view where we got here. And actually got a little bit of a Starlink connection in the forest and a little bit of solar, so it's been good. Yeah, some woodpeckers and other small animals, but haven't seen any large game yet. The first site we camped at in Ochoco was over a big, huge grassy meadow overlooking that meadow, and was hoping to get some good solar there, charge the batteries. We had a good Starlink connection, but a couple of days of rain spoiled my solar ambitions. But there was a couple of big, huge, 2 or 3 big, huge trees across the meadow that just dominated everything else in the area, and so I wanted to go get a look at those. It looked like there had been some, logging in the area. Were maybe 100 years or so, maybe a long time ago, they cut down a bunch of the trees, and I thought I saw some big stumps over there, and so I got over there, and sure enough, there was some big stumps and a couple of chunks of log that they had left there from back in the day. They cut down some big trees, and the 3 that were there survived, probably because they were small at the time, but they've grown big to be now, and it was a pleasure looking at those. But yeah, just imagining that logging going on all those years ago. Anyway, but yeah, after the rain cleared up at that site, we had some guy move in with the excavator, so we moved on, found a new area of the forest, and I found this little pond. Camped next to it for a couple of days, and there was some nice serenade of frogs to put us to sleep at night. One big toad, I think it was. And it was one. It was just sounded different than the rest. So I'm not sure what it was, but yeah, that was pretty cool. The cows there, they were getting a little too curious and close to the camper, and by that time I had my auxiliary solar panels out, and I was afraid of you know cows trampling on those. So, and the wife was kind of afraid of that, and so we moved up around the corner from there and into the meadow that overlooked that area, and it was our second night there that we saw the horses. They wandered in, towards the evening, and just a few of them at first wandered in, appeared out of the forest and wandered into that meadow, and then a few more, and then a few more, and eventually the whole group was out there, and they kind of dominated the cows. The cows just moved out of the way, which was interesting, but they were out in that meadow for a good hour and a half or so, and watched them out there just doing horse things, and some of it was graphic, I'll have to warn you, but uh, uh, yeah, it was just great. Yeah, the two stallions there that were young stallions, I think they were, and uh, playing around. I think it was just play fighting. They were just jousting, practicing their skills for a future real fight to see who was going to take over. Because I'm sure there was an adult stallion around. I just didn't identify him, or maybe they were just, I don't know. But yeah, because I'm not a real expert on horses, but didn't look like there was any real hard biting going on. They were just playing. But it was really fun to watch, and they were just going. Those two were going back at each other the whole time, so it was pretty cool. And yeah, but they seemed a little bit accustomed to seeing humans. They didn't seem too overly concerned, but they were aware of me. But they didn't seem too overly concerned. They kept their eye on us, and eventually they moved up, actually right by us, and disappeared into the forest, and that was that. And the next day uh, we didn't see him, so uh, Anna's needing something out there. I don't know what it is, but so yeah, I'll end my talk here, and we'll roll in a bunch of video that I got of the horses, and hope you enjoy that. Hope you enjoyed the video overall, what I captured of the forest, and yep. If so, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate that, and helps the channel along. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Hit the notification bell, all that good stuff to make sure you get notified of future content. But most of all, enjoy your day and have a make the most of your day. Bye bye.